Good morning, everybody. This is Mike from The Last Corvette. Today is May 19th. It's a Thursday. Beautiful day here. It's 72, sunny. Complete 180 from what we had going on yesterday, which was just rain and drizzle all day. But on a side note, I got a call from Dubson Performance, and they called me and said, hey, your C6 is ready for pickup. But can't thank enough Mr. Phil, the tuner there, Dr. Phil, obviously Dubson Performance owners. They took care of my car. What a difference a good tune makes on the vehicle, especially on a person that knows these Chevrolets in and out. And of course, I'm glad he's feeling better because he was sick with COVID for a whole week. And, I just left the vehicle there to be kind of first in line, not have to reschedule again. But the night before, so that was a week ago, Tuesday, I took it to Meyer, filled it up full of E, and when he was tuning, we were right at 70% ethanol, 70% corn, which is pretty good. It's a pretty decent number considering we're still, spring, and it might be running spring blend, but 70% is pretty good coming out of the pump. So anyway, going forward, this upcoming weekend, I'm going to do a complete walk-around video. I'm going to explain to you guys why I had to swap out the fuel pump, why I chose to go with upgraded fuel pump, and then we'll kind of walk through all the modifications we'll start at the pump, and then we'll walk all the way through to the meat and potatoes, as I call it, which is the engine compartment, and I'll show you guys everything that I did there. Now, before I get into the numbers, which will be the next video, I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. So there's so many threads, there's so many forums that discuss in videos on top of that this whole ethanol switch. Normally, like I said, you see it on boosted vehicles. That's where you see the most gains, but not so much when it comes to naturally aspirated setups. I have true numbers, what somebody can expect with a good tuner on both 93 pump and E. Now, the way I was explained by the tuner in the shop is if you have a very solid 93 pump tune, the horsepower gain on the LS is going to be very minimal, okay? Now, what really shocked me, and obviously the shop, maybe not so much the tuner because they've seen it all, was the torque gain by running 70% ethanol. Yes, the torque jumped way up, and as you guys know, torque is what sets you back into the seat. Torque is what gets you off the line. Horsepower is what gets you over the finish line. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I did gain some horsepower on flex fuel, and we'll go through all that stuff. I'll explain all these numbers, and it's definitely worth it. Not only is it cheaper, you save money every time you fill up. You put money back in your pocket by running E85 compared to 93 pump. But you also get gains, and then you also set your vehicle up for, if you do go with a either a high compression setup like a stroker, or if you go with obviously boost, everything is already there to make the swap pretty easy. Anyway, on the flip side of things, once again, going back to all these forums videos, the numbers that people throw out are based on a couple of things. If the vehicle was never tuned or had a shitty tune, yes, you'll see 25 or maybe 30 horsepower when somebody says they switch to flex. Maybe they're also using the crank horsepower versus the tire horsepower. That could be it. Or some people will inflate their numbers. They'll kind of average out their numbers or round up the numbers. But one thing I can tell you for sure is there are several companies that do what they call like a plug-and-play kit. So it's a flex fuel sensor with basically a box that controls your ethanol tune. So their whole name of the game is you don't need to go to a tuner or a chassis dyno. Your vehicle will basically run off this module, and you can switch back and forth. Their numbers are way off. I'm just going to be honest with you. And on top of it, save yourself some money. Go with a Continental GM flex fuel sensor. Pretty easy. It's all plug and play, regardless if you go with the DSX setup or if you build it yourself, like I did. Or if you do something in between. But regardless, take your vehicle to a reputable performance shop, reputable tuner to gain the most out of it. And now I can run whatever. I can switch back to half E, half pump, go back to pump, go back to flex, and not really have to worry about it, because the both maps are on and they're looking, the ethanol content and the sensor is looking and adjusting my fuel maps to see which map and what parameters I need to run depending on the ethanol content. So have yourself a great day. I will get into, like I said, the in-depth video later on this week. And then at this point, the only thing I got left is I need to change out my rear, they call it an air splitter. It's been kind of screwed up from the day I got it, which is just I used to call it the curb scraper, but GM calls it in their breakdown a splitter or air dam. So I need to replace the center section. And I need to remove both of my side mirrors, which is not that big of a deal. I already did my passenger side in the past, and then take the mirrors to a body shop to get those painted, get the vehicle paint corrected afterwards, and then I might do black carbon fiber on the B pillar on the roof and change it up. Talk to you guys later.